What's up, beautiful Libra friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I am so happy to have all the Libras here with me today on YouTube. However you associate with that sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, even the cross watchers, you guys are always welcome. We are here to do your monthly March tarot readings. Happy March to everyone. I hope this video finds you all well. Happy Pisces season. We're in that extra sensitive, kind of cool, kind of mushy, lovey-dovey water energy for Pisces. Then headed into that fiery Aries season where we're all going to kind of get back into action, get motivated. So yeah, enjoy the lull, I guess. Spend time in dreams and all up in your feelings, getting in tune with your subconscious and your creative impulses. So yeah, Pisces season. It feels good to me. I got a lot of water in my chart, so bottom of your deck is looking good. 10 of Pentacles, hello money. Anyway, sorry, I ramble. Everything about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram, as well as .com. Should you like to check that out and learn more about me, I welcome you to do so. Here on YouTube, I spin out general readings for you guys. That means not everything I say will resonate with all the Libras out there. It is up to you guys to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Ultimately, please only take away those messages that resonate with you in some capacity, that motivate you, that inspire you, that confirm something you needed to hear, or the opposite, that illuminate you to something that maybe you couldn't see before. I come at this with love and positivity, so I hope that that's what you take away from this video. That's my goal here today. And as always, it won't be your story every time. That's just how it works. So know that the messages that don't fit your circumstance or scenario, have faith that they are going out to someone else who needs to hear them. All right, so who's healing from a Capricorn? Who's healing from some toxic energy, some toxic behaviors? Now, this could absolutely represent the shadow self, pieces of yourself that are stuck in a state of either addiction or depression, or something that you're shackled to it. It's weighing you down. It's very heavy on your heart, especially in Pisces season. I think you are trying to liberate yourself from it, but there may be an awkward power struggle or a power dynamic. Maybe it's between you and a boss, you and a coworker, you and an ex, you and your current spouse. Whatever it is, I think you are trying to almost like ascend, rise up and release and embrace the light versus the dark, right? For a lot of my Libras, though, this may actually have to do with the shadow self, looking internally and recognizing something that we don't love, we're struggling, but ultimately we do want to conquer. And look, work your way through it. And then it's like, this is actually kind of really beautiful the way it came out. This is a card of Capricorn. So you may have strong Capricorn in your chart. Again, it may have to do with that zodiac sign potentially. This is also a card of Capricorn. It's like the Earth Mother, the Queen of Pentacles. So it's kind of like this beautiful dynamic of you're working through it and becoming like the higher vibration of whatever this, I do want to say, power dynamic is, even if that is an internal power struggle. I hope that makes sense to some of you. Yeah, you're slowly gaining back your, it's almost like your self-worth, the way you view yourself as a valuable commodity, a valuable asset to a team, to a marriage, to yourself and your life. There is a sense of rebuilding here, and I do think because it is earth energy, earth can have to do with the body as well. So for those who, I don't know, maybe you broke a bone or, sprained an ankle, it doesn't have to be something super severe, but you may also be doing some healing work on your body, like physical therapy. It could be literal therapy too, to sort of, to go within and kind of like pull out the demons, so to say, right? And obviously I don't mean that literally. I'm not saying we're performing exorcisms here, but yeah. Helpless and hopeless. There is a very heavy energy that's existing inside of some of my Libras right now, and there is something about the two different paths you could take that may have to do with third party energy, with the devil, if especially if this does involve like a romantic triangle of some sorts. There's two paths you could take, and I am sort of getting, again, there's the lower vibrational devil energy Capricorn, and then there's the higher vibrational, like Queen of Pentacles, sometimes the wife card, the mother card. She's like my worker babe card too. She works very hard, but she knows her value. She doesn't overexert her energy or herself. She doesn't overgive. She's learned through time the value of what she has to offer and what she has to give. And so there's great balance there. There's great reciprocity, and her output matches the input, if that makes sense, especially in terms of finances, but also, again, allocating your time, your energy, your money to people who ultimately just don't serve you. I think there is a sense of learning to cut people off, because for some of my Libras out there, you got the short end of the stick. You got tricked or you got fooled. And I do keep wanting to say kind of by the devil. It doesn't have to represent a Capricorn. It could absolutely represent someone else in your life who took advantage of you, right? Like maybe you signed a contract with someone, you signed on the dotted line, and all of a sudden you're shackled into this like 5-year deal, and it's, you know, hell on earth, right? You're not loving it. So this is about how do you heal from this? Where do you go from here? There's different paths in front of you, but what's calling out to me here is that you're so stuck in indecision land, which is very classic Piscean energy. It is the card of the Hangman. It's Neptune energy. The need to recognize what it is I want to transform and who I am now versus who I want to be. It's almost like you guys are, and no shade, I come at this with love. I hope you guys know that. You guys are too scared to even take an inch, right? Because it's almost like you're so scared to make the wrong decision because perhaps in the past, you know, you did, right? And everybody does. These are life lessons, right? There really is no mistake. You were destined to go down this course, and ultimately your struggle and your hardship, your endurance what has contributed to you being a warrior today, right there as you stand. So there's hesitancy on your part. It's very much like mirrored image here. Like this is the front, but this is the back. If this is the same person we're looking at, right? You Libra. There's a guardedness to go down a different path or to refocus, to hit reset, to change directions, because you don't want to be damaged again. You don't want to be hurt again. You don't want to feel like you wasted all your time and energy with wands, right? And the energy, the exertion of doing some sort of laborious task or difficult job, even if it's almost like a job and trying to fix a relationship. You've been put through the ringer by something or someone, and it's made you exhausted. But what this is saying, if you work a little bit harder at it, if you focus on what is in front of you right now, don't project too far into the future. Absolutely don't look back in the past, because that's what's sort of crushing your soul right now. If you focus on the moment, here and now, living in the moment, the daily tasks and things, the daily hobbies, if you will, that bring you even a small amount of joy, some sort of peace of mind, doing something for you, for your health, for your body, working on that home, that project to repair something in your home that brings you a sense of joy and accomplishment at the end of the day. That's sort of working up your confidence in some capacity. Because universe has you at a crossroads right now. There's indecision on your part, and it's almost like I'm sort of getting universe isn't telling you one way or the other. They want you to make informed decisions. In Pisces season, they want you to feel out emotionally which one feels good. But especially for my Libras going through some sort of difficult time financially, you aren't going to be for long. You have 7 of Pentacles. That's what I mean. Okay. You have 7 of Pentacles coming up twice. This is the analysis card. I've planted these seeds. Are they going to grow? Does it need more sunlight? Does it need more water? Should I abandon them entirely? What if this is a mess? What if it doesn't work? Should I stick around a little bit longer? Maybe things will come into fruition in another month, in another week, in another whatever. That's what I mean. The crossroads, it's like I think you guys are weighing out the yin and the yang, the A versus B, if that makes sense. Neither direction is wrong, though. That's sort of what I want to instill in you guys, is that you have automatically made up your mind in some capacity that by going this way, it's going to be a failure, and by going that way, it's probably going to be a success. But it's funny, because even though if you see one pathway as successful, you're still not moving towards it. So there's doubt in your mind, isn't there? I mean, clearly, right, with the assessment card, there isn't a move being made in either direction. And in Pisces season, I will say, that's not the worst thing. It is about the way water, it's just kind of like cool and flowy, and I am getting to a point here, but there's something about Pisces season is all about digging deeper into our subconscious, and ultimately it's water, our cups, our hearts, what makes us happy. And I'm sensing that some of you actually don't know. I think in the past, something you thought that was going to make you happy and reap a lot of reward financially, romantically, or whatever, it disappointed you, didn't it? It hurt you, you're right? You got the warrior bandage on your head. You could have gotten into a really nasty fight or an argument with someone, particularly about money. And if you are off on your own, especially if you're supporting yourself, Libra, and it looks like a bunch of you are, know that the work you're doing towards whatever project you have, whatever your dreams and goals and desires are, you guys, you have 8 of Pentacles. it will be successful if your heart is in it. Does that make sense? If you are doing something that is in alignment with what your heart wants and enjoys and desires, if it's good for you, if it's good for the universe, so to say, as long as you're not putting devil energy out there, right? Or trickster energy, the universe wants to lift you up. The universe wants you to support you in your endeavors, in your spiritual path. I wish I could flip all these over and show you, but that's sort of what I'm getting here. There is no wrong path. You guys are I almost want to use the term constipated. You're stuck, frozen, still with fear about, I don't know anything anymore. I don't know which direction to go in. Both directions are equally full of opportunity. It's not going to be the exact same path, but you go from the 7 to the 8, right? The 7 to the 8. They're different, even the way I've placed them, the color tones are different, right? The rewards you get are going to be different. It may involve different groups of people. It may involve 2 totally different career paths. It may involve, working with different people or using a different skill or talent or hobby that you may have to kind of dig you out of this place where you're just not feeling it. You're exhausted, right? You're just, I think a lot of you are ready to give up because you're extremely frustrated. Even if you are putting in the work, you're not seeing the efforts, the reward, the results of all your hard work and energy. And that makes sense. It's like the seeds have been planted, but you're not seeing them come to fruition, are you? It's taking time, and of course it is. It's earth energy. You can't plant a seed and expect in the next week, in the next day, it's going to grow into, $1 million. Because you went out on one date, it's going to, blossom into a marriage in a week. Typically, that's not how it works. And because it's presenting as earth energy, this is saying all good things to those who wait, right? You are going to reap the reward. You're going to be very proud of your accomplishments. You're going to hold that pinnacle in your lap, and it's representative of the baby, right, that you've birthed out into the world. Again, the idea of transformation, it's still kind of in its cocoon stage. It's still kind of in its conception stage. It hasn't made its way up and out to the world. And I think that won't happen until you make a move. It's almost like this is like a chess piece. You have to decide one route or the other, because ultimately standing frozen in fear or standing there, even if it's not fear, even if it's just indecision, very Libra energy, the scales. I want it to be equal and harmonious, and I don't want to tip the scales or rock the boat. Maybe universe is asking you to rock the boat a little bit, taking a small leap of faith, right? Not something that is going to negatively impact your long-term finances. But if you're at a standstill, right? If you're at a crossroads this way or that way, the cards are saying to me, both avenues are fine. You will find joy and happiness in both. But ultimately, sort of what it comes down to, middle of your spread here, you guys, this is insane. You have so many double cards, I can't even make this up. Are you dealing with a twin flame? Is that who this devil energy was? Do you have 2 romantic options that are, it's funny, it's do they even look very similar? The mirror image of your spread is absolutely insane. I almost have the chills. You have the 4 of Cups twice. This is saying, where does your emotions lie, right? Are you bored? Are you complacent? Are you tapping at an empty well, right? Have you run out of things that bring you emotional satisfaction, emotional abundance? You're so fixated on the 3 in front of you, wishing they had turned out a different way, wishing that person didn't let you down, wishing you didn't get fired from that job, wishing, whatever happened, whatever painful battle you had to fight, wishing that hadn't been your story, but it was. It's in the past now, right? These cups are no longer full to the brim. They are no longer providing you emotional fulfillment. This is saying other opportunities, other avenues around you. Do you know what cup will make you happy too? In your heart space, in Pisces season. What is it that your heart is calling you to do? That is going to help you make the decision on which way to move forward. Because I am getting crossroads, absolutely, for most of my Libras out there. Don't be so afraid to make the wrong move that you're not making any move at all. There's valuable lessons and insight that you've learned, particularly regarding your money and finances. Oh my God, you guys. These aren't exactly the same card, but they are both 6s. Learning lessons of the past. This is sometimes like the soulmate card, the card of nostalgia. friendly dynamics, friendships or whatever, but it does involve the past. And what's interesting is the Six of Swords is all about the future, taking the valuable lessons we learned, packing those lessons, those swords on our ship and moving ahead, right? So there may have been some sort of relationship of the past. I usually love the Six of Cups here, but I'm not necessarily sensing that it is the best in this spread. It's almost like what sits between these two sixes is the devil. What is that expression? It's there's something about like it's too good to leave, it's too bad to stay. And I'm not phrasing that exactly correctly, but that's sort of what I mean. You've gotten comfortable in some sort of dynamic or relationship, but it's a false sense of what's comfortable because you're shackled to it. It seems, and some of you are gasping for air, right? Again, a metaphor for Pisces season. You're the fish. You just need some oxygen to be able to breathe again. But yeah, it's almost like you got sold down the river. There was a sense of illusion of what you were promised, either in a relationship or in a job. And part of you guys, I think, are like, if I just stick it out a little bit longer, maybe some reward will come. But if the devil is involved, there's a sense of needing to beat the devil. There's a sense of needing to rise up, to raise your vibration and recognize that just up ahead, like, over the shoreline, there's much more abundance and opportunity for you. Again, going from dark to light. And maybe that's what, all these like twinning images, you have the black and white version, maybe the safe route, the traditional route of where you thought you would go, versus mixing it up, adding like a little bit of color. I'm getting sort of like the metaphor of like, the Wizard of Oz. It starts in black and white and, it's almost like when you transform into that world of color, like opportunities open up for you. You start seeing things in a new way. You start meeting new friends along your journey. But yeah, okay, so this is what I was getting at. With the Six of Cups, there can be a sense of wearing rose-tinted glasses, over-sentimentalizing the past, over-romanticizing the past. Hello, Pisces season. We're in Pisces season, right? So while we're in that watery emotional energy, work through your emotions and decide, are you romanticizing the past? Are you romanticizing the present, where you're currently at? And ultimately, with Six of Swords, when is it time to move on? Once you've gathered your thoughts, even your emotional intelligence on where you stand, if you're not happy, where are you going next? That's sort of what this spread is asking you. Who has been a faithful companion, a faithful friend, a faithful parent, a faithful whatever relationship in your life? If you're struggling to pick out those people in your current situation, then why not go off, why not go down the yellow brick road to see what other characters lie ahead? If we're sticking with like my cheesy Wizard of Oz metaphor, but follow the yellow brick road. Well, that yellow pentacle and like that yellow backdrop, so to say, there's good fortune and there's good luck by moving ahead. You have 3 queens. Oh my God, you have the Six of Cups again. You guys, this is absolutely absurd. Yeah, are you going to stay in the black and white, or are you going to go into color? Are you going to go into like the something about like monochrome versus technicolor? Maybe that literally has to do with a project you're working on, particularly if you're an artist. If you do photography, black and white versus color, Kodachrome. That song by Paul Simon, I'm getting all these random hits. They mean almost nothing to me, but they're wanting to come up for some of you. So hopefully you guys know what that means. Some of you are photographers and your business is not doing well and you're worried that you may have taken some sort of leap of faith to, quit your day job and be a full-time photographer and the money isn't there. Again, you have to, with earth energy, be very practical about how you're assessing it, but knowing if your heart is in it, if this is something that you've been dreaming of, just because the money flow isn't good now, I'm so sorry, guys, my camera froze. So what I was saying is just because money flow or pentacles, money isn't good right now, doesn't mean it won't always be. It may be saying, okay, well, you've shown up, but now what? Like, what is the next step? You know what the next step is, right? Again, tapping into the subconscious, those messages. There's different ways you can go about this. There isn't one clear, distinct answer. I just keep wanting to return to move anywhere. I heard say anything. Right? Anything. Do something, Libra. Show universe that you're still invested in this. Because yes, some of you do have this very heavy, Yeah, like wanting to give up energy. Just, I have nothing left in me. I'm exhausted. I can't do this anymore. If that's what you believe, that's what universe is going to believe too. So even if you have to fake it till you make it, there's a need to rise up, to get up one last time and be like, I got this, removing one sword at a time so that you can stand back up and get back out there and get to work and show universe, this is my labor of love. This is the skill I want to do long term. I want to perfect it. I want to fine tune it. It's the craft I enjoy most, right? With this, there is some sort of ending that is trying to come into you where things didn't end in a higher vibrational way. Things didn't end with a result that you were anticipating or hoping for. This is about cutting your losses, recognizing we'll get them next time, and getting back out there and doing it again. Again, something about living in the past, romanticizing the past if it could have been so good, it's killing you. That mindset in this spread anyway, it's rose-tinted glasses. It's not helping you. This is more about living in the moment now. What physically, what tangibly do you have in your hands, and how can you grow on that? How can you capitalize on that? How can you, plant those seeds so that you reap reward in the future? This may have to do with a romantic spread as well, but for a lot of you, it feels career-related. Because these swords are down, it does indicate a lack of self-confidence or a lack of self-love. And even in a smaller capacity, this is saying you need to kind of point your swords up so that you are a channel for positive communication, swords being communication, words being spoken, information relayed. Make sure you are being receptive to messages from the universe that are trying to empower you and encourage your journey towards doing what you love or finding love, right? But with that, you have to fill your own cup first. You have to make sure that you, standing on your own, that you are happy, but also going after your dream relentlessly. If you know in your heart, this is what I want to do and I won't take no for an answer, well, then you won't. You're a warrior. You've been through so much shit. Anything after this, it's like, it's almost cake. But with that, all this earth energy, give it time. Be patient. Whatever you're heading towards, it's going to make you much more happy, but it's also going to be lucrative. There's value in it. Even if it's not even monetary value, there's self-worth value. Going after something that you've always dreamed of, especially for those who are single and looking for partnership, investing time in filling your own cup, doing what you love, it's going to attract others around you who are vibing on a similar level. So if you're constantly meeting people who are lackluster, who break your heart, or who disappoint you, again, the mirror self, the reflection image of all these cards, the duality of it, is that how you're feeling about yourself? I'm just sort of, posing that to my Libras out there. What are these three queens about? Do you have three different options? This is you, Libra. So do you have a fire sign and an earth sign that you're swarming around? If that's the case, I think you're leaving the fire sign behind and embracing the earth sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are the fire signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is you, Queen of Swords, whether you're male or female, all about balance, equality, logic, clarity. She's welcoming in an opportunity, but she also holds her sword. She's protecting herself, right? So if something were to strike, if something were to come in that was toxic or negative, she can cut it right out whenever she chooses to. Sometimes she has to be very cold-hearted, right? Because sometimes people do come at her with malicious intent, people who don't have purity in their heart, right? That devil energy. She's been fooled once or twice in the past, right? But it's the lessons she's had to learn. She embraces those lessons humbly, and she takes what she's learned, that knowledge, and applies it in the future. Applies it right now, right? Some of you are getting into some sort of business partnership, again, with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you are just saying to the universe, I'm ready to welcome in abundance. I'm ready to welcome in, something that is profitable, something that allows my bank account to grow. Also, again, something about the health of the body and self-worth, valuing oneself. You're no longer so concerned with the superficiality of like appearances, how something appears on the surface. It's beautiful, it's fire, it draws your eye, but you'll get burned. I think you're done. I think you've learned some difficult lessons in getting burned, and now you're in it for the long term. You're looking more practically. Seeds are all about practicality. Earth signs, you're welcoming practicality in versus very fly by night. Again, superficiality seems good on the surface, but when you really dig deep into it, there's nothing there. Yeah, you're looking for something that is rich, that can grow over time, that can develop, that offers you long-term and legacy and loyalty. Some of you are looking for long-term relationships, and yeah, you're all up in your feels and moody, thinking you're never going to find your person. That Ace of Cups is trying to come into you, but with the Ace of Cups, the ace, the one, has to do with love of self. It comes from our heart space. All right, so let's look at your challenge or focus, possibly with a Sagittarius who burned you. Yeah, a Sagittarius who really let you down, the enemy, and Temperance. Also, the enemy is the devil, too, that kept you in balance. Temperance is all about healing and finding balance in your own life. It's alchemy. It's finding just the right ingredients so that we are, again, very Libra energy, so our scales are balanced, our minds, our bodies, our spirits. Some of you may have been you may be a doctor, Libra, or you may have been involved with a doctor. Someone who may have risen to the top in a way that was less than noble. They may have, something about, like getting funds allocated to them in a shady way. The term isn't coming to me, but, something with money. It was like dirty money or something like that. Anyway, that's a message for one or two of you. But yeah, someone who was not promoting your own balance and health, that could have been literally something inside you, an addiction, some sort of toxic behavior, codependency even, right? Or it could have been like an external person they were causing like disrupt and disharmony in your life. Doesn't have to be a Sagittarius, but it was someone who was not promoting your own growth of self and your own health. It could very well have been you, right? Like, I say all this with love, especially if you're not doing yourself any favors by like staying in the status quo. By staying in the comfort zone, again, it's a false comfort zone. It's like you've been in pain so long, you've started to accept that will always be. It's not. You're a warrior. You can walk away from these difficult lessons, apply it in the future, and then kick ass the next time around. There may be two opportunities coming into you, and you're hesitant to take both. Like all these spreads, the way I was showing you guys, they're mirrored. I literally have the exact same cards on each side of these two different paths you could take. You guys have two options, two different roads you can go down, and neither is the wrong road. Ultimately, it has to do with your heart. What makes you happy? What did you want to do as a child? When you think about going in one direction versus the other, which do you want to manifest first? Which is more important to you? Which seems like it will fill your cup faster? Or not even faster, that's actually the wrong way of phrasing it. Which will fill your cup with more abundance? What offers you more opportunity that makes your heart sing? And also money flow too. Clearly that's important to you guys because there's so much earth energy on the board. You have to go towards what you love, towards what brings you happiness. You guys, you have two opportunities coming. Again, these are mirrored in a way that like I can't even tell you right now. It's absolutely insane. I have, 18 cards on the board. You have 6 cards that are doubled. So 12 of these cards are exactly the same of like the 18 cards I have here. Insane. You have 2 opportunities coming, so don't throw in the towel yet. And they're pages. They're not brand new. They're something you've been working on. Again, they just haven't popped yet. You haven't seen the buds spring up from the ground, and maybe you will in spring, right? We're in winter. Give it some time. What you're waiting on, you don't necessarily need to always jump to, it's going to disappoint me. Yet there is almost an element of mystery or surprise of when these come in. But when they do, look, you can't take your eyes off of it. You are going to be transfixed and excited by these options, these opportunities. It is going to involve money in some capacity, and it's going to involve some sort of opportunity that, again, if you're looking for long-term longevity through the years, that ace can turn into something huge. Again, another double. You have the 10 of Pentacles twice. It will be lucrative, but with earth energy, it's something you're going to have to invest your time in. That doesn't mean you have to break your back doing it. Again, if it's a labor of love, that's what 8 of Pentacles really is. If it's a labor of love, you're going to enjoy the process, but know that it's not going to happen instantly. It's like the inception of the idea happened fast and you want it to be on the same timeline of when you reap the rewards. That's not a good way of looking at it. You are the master manifester. You have all the aces, all the tools on your table to create this beautiful thing, but know it will take time. And this is also a card of bravery and confidence. This is just how I'm reading the card. This person does not look brave or confident, so there's a need to ask yourself why. Look at all the shit you've been through. Rather than using it as a detriment to yourself. This has been my story and all these terrible things have happened to me, and it's almost like the universe doesn't love me. I've been cast aside. Again, false thoughts, false beliefs. The universe did this to empower you. And I'm not saying you deserved it. That's not what I'm saying. But ultimately it happened. So use that as a source of empowerment that I can make it through anything. I'm a fucking warrior, right? Keep going down that path. I just keep wanting to say it's going to reap beautiful rewards that are going to make you happy. Wheel of Fortune is bottom of your deck here. But yeah, I think a lot of you are struggling with a relationship that really took a toll on you. Absolutely with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They may have been a trickster or a master manipulator. They may have fooled you into thinking that they were going to offer you long-term happiness and all your wishes and all your dreams were going to come true with this person. Even in a workplace scenario. Again, signing some sort of contract, and maybe immediately you were taken advantage of at that job. Maybe something happened where you quickly learned that they were going to cast you aside, that you weren't they didn't view you as a valuable asset to the team, and that really took a toll on your mental health. And it's almost like, I think a lot of you have recognized that, but there's this metaphor of having to pull the sword out from, it's like the sword and the stone. This is actually a really great metaphor. It's almost like you've settled down at this place or with this person, if it's romantic. And again, it's already there. It's already in the earth. It's already what you know. It's going to take at least one more great power or act of strength to remove this sword from the ground. Again, to set it right so that the sword is channeling higher vibrational message from above. It's like, I'm exhausted though. I can't do this. I've already landed here. You know, this is my home. I already got this apartment. I already got this house. I already married this person. But are you happy? If you're not, then there is no time like the present. Again, focus on the now to make significant changes so that eventually in the future, whatever it is you're dreaming of, you can start building towards it now. You guys got to get your head straight. I feel like somebody really played mind games with you. You feel really, really confused by someone who took advantage of you. It's like you need to come in and kind of be your own hero, be your own superhero. Remove that sword from the ground. And again, so it's pointed up, it's channeling higher vibrational messages so that universe can guide you to the next step. And I'm getting sort of like Ace of Swords vibes from this, that how I was saying with this, it's like, cut your losses. Something didn't work out. It nearly killed you, but it didn't yet. You're still here. Your heart is still beating, right? Even if you are wounded, even if you feel exhausted, even if you feel disappointed by everything that has happened thus far, the times are changing. There's a new cycle that is moving you away from this hardship. What's coming into you is Venus and Virgo. All my single ladies, that's my Beyonce card, right? She's lush, she's abundant. She lives in the Garden of Eden, but it's something she has created herself. Self-made man, self-made woman, right? She has done it herself, and there's tremendous pride there. A lot of you got into some sort of partnership, and the partner screwed you over. You felt taken advantage of. And yeah, it's like the win or loss, you're looking at your life as a loss right now. But again, if you were to change your mindset and welcome in these new sort of changes, once you start vibing higher and you start empowering yourself, leading with positivity, with optimism versus lack mentality, that yields warm results. The sun starts shining on you again. What was once frozen, I just heard frozen assets, where money was once good, where you were trudging through the snow with this person who really isn't helping you, right? I think you guys are severing off, especially with my single ladies card coming through. It doesn't have to be that, but you guys are being asked to step up and do something yourself. Some of you have 2 children and you're very worried about supporting them as a single parent. Again, move towards what you love. Move towards what brings you warmth and happiness. So what is your final advice or guidance? Surprise, yeah. You're going to be surprised with the rewards you reap. But again, it's, oh gosh, you guys, I can feel your energy. It's so heavy. I'm sorry this has been such a tough love reading, but these blessings are trying to come into you. So make sure that you are vibing high, that you are living in the light versus living in the dark. Literally go outside in nature. Feel the sun on your skin. Even if it's cold, even if it's frigid where you are, there is still some light, right? There's light at the end of the tunnel for sure, I can tell you that. It's trying to bust through, but this is saying to me like it's just starting. It's just getting started. You are in a state of healing. Card number 17 is the Star. Temperance is all about self-healing, internal balance. Focusing on your heart space, what's going to make you happy. The waters, the Piscean energy of the water sign, right? In Pisces season, it's about healing yourself. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so change and movement in money and in love. Both of these things. Change in money towards a career of doing what you love. Practically, right? But also keeping that like hopeless romantic dreamer energy in a way that is practical. Meaning that if you were passionate about something in your youth or years ago or as a child and you always thought like, you know, I always dreamed about opening my own shop, then why not think about it more? Why not practically go about the steps to start like aligning yourself and your life so that you could maybe do that at some point? Again, you need to be thinking long term. Not in a sense that's going to overwhelm you, but like piece by piece, a brick at a time. Start building it now so that it can start blossoming, right? Over time, earth energy. Take an inch, take a step, see what happens. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of waiting, but something about forgiving yourself for mistakes you made in the past, particularly with a person, or even if you struggled with some sort of addiction issue of the past, it's recognizing, yes, that was once my story, but it's made me who I am today. And look how freaking solid I am, right? King of Pentacles energy. When you choose to love yourself, I mean, the universe wants you to do that. The universe wants to support you in loving yourself enough to go after whatever it is that you want to build. For those of you who are at a standstill, who you feel like nothing is moving, again, earth energy, it's like you can't will the seed to grow. This does indicate there will be change. There will be money flow. There will be movement towards love. Knights always bring change and movement into our life. It is on the horizon. But they're knights, right? They're still perfecting their skill. They're still learning how to be kings and queens. Again, all this duality. You guys may, for the longest time, you may have not had any bites on your resume. You may have not had any romantic suitors. It actually seems that at some point in time, you're going to have two things come into you at once. So don't get overwhelmed by that, right? But yeah, there's such a twinning dynamic here. It could be an earth sign and a water sign that makes some sort of offer to you, even financially. Two new job offers, one that is creative and one that has to do with building homes or apartments or something physical or laborious with your hands versus something that's a little bit more dreamy and creative. And you have a divine pairing too. So I like that. The King and Queen of Pentacles, there could be co-collaboration or a partnership on the horizon for you. I don't think it's coming in immediately. But when is our next earth sign? So in Taurus season, there may be some sort of earth sign that presents itself that could be a long-term partnership for you. And it could be someone from your past, someone you knew when you were much younger, like childhood. It could have been, your childhood best friend, your next door neighbor, a friend of a friend. That could be a partnership that is extremely loyal. There's great reciprocity in that relationship or that business partnership. And whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're wanting to build and grow together, it is quite lucrative. It is something that you could pass down to the generations. But anticipate that it's not going to come flooding in. It's going to come in one pentacle at a time. One seed at a time, but then, I say that, one seed at a time, but then you're going to be hit with two, and then money flow will continue that way. It's almost like you got to break through some barrier, and that's what this is. The mental barrier. Mentally, you're holding yourself back in some capacity. You have to figure out these negative thoughts you've been telling yourself, or just the safety zone that you've been keeping yourself in. Again, the swords are pointed down. They're false beliefs. They're not channeling greater messages from source, from God, from universe. You got to get yourself out of this little mental prison. But what's so empowering is that you put yourself there in the first place, right? So you can get yourself out, right? And I don't mean to say that it's just as simple as sidestepping. No, you've built up these swords over time as a defense mechanism, as protection. But it's realizing what you were protecting yourself from it already existed in your life, so it's almost like removing yourself as a prisoner of the devil, as something, a lower vibrational thought or energy that's trying to hold you back. Yeah, you can empower yourself and like, I just heard take the money and run, particularly towards a new career. Yeah. And this is what I was saying, in Pisces season, you're dreaming about it, you're understanding the 4 he makes with his legs, the comfort zone you've been living in. Where's my 4 of Cups? It's not offering you any more emotional reward. So ultimately, do you want to stay where you are complacent, or do you want to dream about that new life you want to create for yourself? And ultimately, I think in Aries season, you're like, give me the magic wand, I'm ready to create it. Where's my Magician? Yeah. Aries season, I think you finally come to some sort of like, I think you're just ready to throw in the towel, but it's like, there is no throwing in the towel. There is no quitting. So there's a sense of, let me think about it. Like, let me understand where my emotions are at. But yeah, come Aries season, you're like, all right, give me the damn wand. Like, I can't take it anymore. I'm mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. You guys are moving on to creating something much better. It's lucrative and there will be love. Now you have 2 kings, King of Pentacles and King of Cups. If you're looking for a romantic partnership, helps if I show you the right card. What did I do with my King of Pentacles? I lost him. There he is. Moving towards water signs and earth signs in the coming months will be helpful to you. Leaving behind a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, that did you dirty, or a Capricorn for that matter. Yeah, you don't need them in your life. Focus on you. Focus on your 1 pentacle, whatever it is you want to build, because it is going to develop over time. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. This was a very heavy message. I'm sorry, but yeah, tough love sometimes does help. Let me know in the comments below if any of this resonates, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Libra. What's up, teacups? I have a small little announcement to make, an exciting one. I am going to be participating in a tarot expo. It is going to be March 21st and March 22nd in Burbank, California, so the Los Angeles area. If you live in LA or are going to be in LA at that time, please swing by. It's going to be a fun little expo with multiple tarot readers. For those who follow YouTube and are familiar with different tarot channels, Ramblin Mike, the granddaddy of tarot as they call him, he is hosting it. He is putting all this together. His people are kind of working behind the scenes to get everybody all together in one room. It's going to be lots of fun. Multiple readers, including one of my favorite readers, is going to be there. Molly from Behind the Limb. Shout out to her. Can't wait to meet her in person. I'm so excited. And I'm going to be there, the Intuitive Teacup. So if you have any interest and are going to be in the area, please stop by. There's going to be all the description down below somewhere here. I'll give you all the information there. But yeah, please stop by. We can read your cards. We'll see what the universe has in store for you. And it should be a really good time. Hope to see you there. Bye.